Very good morning, this is Jyotirmay, Department of Biology. So today we are here to discuss again one more time about water. So simple and firm I will try to tell you what is water. Water, it's a precious resource which is present on the earth, and this water is essential for the existence of life. For the existence of life, we need water, and existence of life means all the living beings who are present on the earth, whether plants, animals, whoever it is may be, they need water for their survival. And 71% of the earth's surface is covered with water. How much percentage? 71%. And from that 71%, again if you conclude it as 100, 97.4% present in seas and oceans, also called marine water. What it is also called? Marine water is also called salty water, which is not useful for us. This water is not useful, only become a place where living beings can survive. I mean, like sharks, fishes, crocodiles, like large animals, whales, dolphins can survive in oceans and seas. It become a habitat for survival, but it can't become the water can't be used as a regular activities. Then which water is used for regular activities? That is 2.6% fresh water. The water which is fit for drinking or which is fit for using, that water is called fresh water. Basically this fresh water is present in ponds, lakes, rivers, snow-covered mountains like Himalayas examples, and glaciers. Glaciers means like the area which is covered by snow, and polar ice caps like South Pole, North Pole, and groundwater. Groundwater here just only 0.014% is there. Just 0.014%. That's all. So we have to improve that percentage. And in the atmosphere also water is present. So by this way in different areas water is present. Then how this water is useful, that we have to look at now. For this recognition of the water, how much water is present on the earth, we know it 71%. But how can we consider that 71% to under 100% to how much amount of water we have? And for example, there is an activity. For that we have to take a small bucket, and in that bucket if you fill a water, from that bucket if you take one more small bucket, from that again one small mug, from that mug to one spoon, and on the earth bucket full of water is there. From that which we can use, that is a mugful. Again which is available in our regular purposes is spoonful. And on the earth how much water is present, that is just a little, so that little precious water is to be saved. And how that water is saved and how water reached on the earth, I will try to tell you. So basically before formation of the earth, while earth was forming, actually there was a great explosion took place in solar system. From that one asteroid hit to the sun, and later it became into pieces. From that one of the piece we call now earth, and at the time earth was like a burning ball. And when for many years, and for million years, meteoroids, we know it, meteoroids. So the meteorites start fall on earth. So when meteoroids starts fall on the earth, dash it to earth, then the meteoroids actually carried a drop of water, including with amino acids, and before there were no amino acids. Later when meteoroids reached to the earth, then the nitrogen amino acids have reached to the earth, and some other minerals also. So water has actually really carried by meteoroids. Later, for many years that meteoroids fell on, and later it started floating to the lower areas and made the earth's surface cool. and started floating and deposited in a small area and deposited in a lower areas. That lower areas water only we call oceans. But the remaining due to the environment conditions which are stored as ice, and some areas the water started depositing which are called fresh water for agricultural purpose, for our usage, for our regular activities, for drinking. So by this way we started using of water actually. But how this water continues on the earth? By the water cycle. So I will tell you what is water cycle now. So water present on the earth whether it is in oceans, lakes, ponds, seas, rivers, wherever it is may be, that water which is in the form of liquid state. We know it already in last class I told you. The physical and chemical characters of water. Meanwhile, physical characters is different states, liquid, solid, and as well as water vapor. So, which is present on the earth is in a liquid state. This liquid state will convert into the form of water vapor by the process called evaporation. What is the process called? Evaporation. Evaporation is nothing but the converting of liquid part to water vapor. Into where it goes? It forms into atmosphere. Later in atmosphere, this water vapor and evaporated water vapor start condensing. So, after the condensation, the clouds form. So, how this water comes to the atmosphere in the form of water vapor? Majorly by from wells, from plants, from living beings, from soil, from lakes, ponds, oceans, seas, from different areas. Okay, and next the water will be condensed. After the condensation, the water become a cloud. Become water vapor all together, all molecules of water together form a clouds. When these clouds become heavier, it starts precipitating and leads rain. Again this rain reaches to what? On the earth. Again like this, water to atmosphere, water to water vapor, water vapor to water vapor reaches to atmosphere, later condenses, after clouds, later rain. Like this it continues, so that it is called water cycle. Water cycle. And this water is available on the earth in three forms. I already told you just now. Liquid state, solid state, gaseous state. In three states the water is available on the earth. Liquid state we know it regularly what we are drinking, and solid state which is deposited in glaciers and mountain areas, and which is gaseous form is an atmosphere, which is water vapor. Okay, so by this way there are three different states of water is present on the earth. And how this water is already little, but due to the overusage of us, due to some reasons, the water is reducing on the earth. What are the reasons? Just we look at now. The first reason when population is increasing, for a person 50 liter water is required minimum. A person required 50 liter water per a day for their regular activities. For example, from bathing to cooking, each and everything. Bathing, washing, cleaning, and for washrooms, each and every purpose is dependent on water. Each and every activity in our regular life. So, a human from the morning to evening, he uses an average usage of water is 50 liters. Mean, when population is increasing, the utilization of the water also increases. When it is increasing, we can't improve the water level on the earth, because we know it, when it is falling rain, the water goes and deposits in rivers and ponds and all those, and from that area the water goes and deposits in underground too. So when underground water level is good, then it can be used for many people. Then how can we utilize it? By maintaining of rain harvesting. I already told you in a last class, rain harvesting, and also utilizing minimum utilization of water, and also not to wasting of water. Okay, and next also water reservoirs are to be maintained, and water sink like a rainwater pit to be taken in front of our house, sink pit like Inkuduguntala. So by this way we can try to improve the water content, and we do not let fresh water to leave into oceans and seas. If this fresh water is mixed with the oceans and seas, what happens? The water level automatically, the fresh water level automatically decreases. So, and if fresh water is mixed with salt water, the fresh also becoming salty, then useless. So instead of wasting water in such kind, we have to reuse, we have to save the water, and by constructing dams, reservoirs, we can store the water in an area. And also, one more thing, the purification, recycling of water also can help. Recycling, like in previous I told you how water is to be purified, kitchen waste and everything. Okay, so our students also did it. I will show you the activities too. Okay, done. So now look at it. The second one, increasing population from reason and increasing industries and next agricultural activities, for agricultural activities, and due to the cutting down of trees, deforestation, when plants are deforested, the water absorption won't be there, so that underground water level won't increase. So if you have a tree around your surrounding conditions, the water level automatically raises up. When water level raises, underground water level raises, the surface water level also be good. So it be sufficient for everyone. So that deforestation shouldn't take place, and deforestation is also a reason for decreasing water. And due to the deforestation, scanty rainfall and a little rainfall on the earth, so that water content also being reduced. And the one more reason, decreasing of seepage of rainwater. So that always, it's my suggestion and my opinion, always take care of the water, and the only one step you can take to control the water, we can make the water maintenance. Water maintenance can be done. The very simple reason, in a daily activities, if you reduce the utilization of the water, automatically we can control the water percentage on the earth, and we also can save the water. So I hope everyone try to control the usage of water in our regular daily life, minimize the usage of water, and try to improve the water content on the earth by constructing some rain harvesting pits and sunken pits, and also seepage of rainwater, and as well as recycling of water. Reuse, 4R: reuse, reduce, recover and recycle. So by following these rules, we can save water. So in the next class, I will try to tell you about wastewater management. Thank you everyone. Have a nice day.